In this video, we're going to look at reading files to create lists in Python. So I have added a new file. If you haven't already watched the previous video about how to create files and read files, please watch that first. I'll put that link up in the corner here so you can watch that. It'll help a lot. So I've created a new file, and these are all Piper airplanes that I've pasted in here. So we're going to use that in this example. So the first thing we need to do is we need to open up the file just like we did before, and we'll call this airplanes. We'll open it, and this file is called Piper, and we're going to read this, and we'll create a variable A. We'll assign that to the read lines. And this is where it changes a little bit. This time, instead of reading it, we're going to read the lines. And then just so we can see what this does, we're going to print out. And this A is actually going to be set up as a list. So we're going to read the second line of the list. And I spelled airplanes wrong is the reason why that's not working. So we can see Piper J2 Cub, and Piper J2 Cub. Again, this is index, so 0, 1, 2 is the line that we read here. So we can see we read it here. If we had typed in 0 for index 0, it would have read the first line. We can print out the entire list. Or we can read through each line. So we'll do a for. So for each word in the list, we're going to print the word. And you can see that gives us each individual line of code without all the brackets and commas that we got when we printed the entire list out. But you can notice here that we've got spaces in between each of these lines. So we need to get rid of those spaces. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to set up a counter. And then for each word in the list, A, so that's going to be our index, the counter, as it counts up. And this is going to include everything up into the last character. And we need to add 1 to our counter each time we iterate through this. And then we need to print it, so we need to walk through this set that we created here. So for each word in the list again, print the word. And when we run that, we can see we get the same list, but we take out all of the spaces in between each of the lines. So let's say we want to look through this list and we only want to pull out the PA aircraft. So if you notice, all of these Piper aircraft have this J2, J3, M350, M550, and then we get to the PA-12s. So we want to pull out all of these Piper PAs. So the way we're going to do that, what they have in common here is the sixth character of the list, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a P. So we're going to sort through this and get all of these PA characters. In order to do this, we first need to look at a new concept that we haven't covered in the videos yet. And we're going to use the ORD function. Now what the ORD function does is it returns an integer representing a Unicode character. So let's say that we print the ORD, using the ORD function here, of 1. When we print that out, we see we get the number 49 down here at the bottom of this list. So 49 is the Unicode character that represents 1. Now we can do this with all of the characters on the keyboard. So for instance, A. If we run that, we see we're going to get 65. So 65 right there. And if we do, let's say, an exclamation point, we should get 33. So 33 right here. So the way we're going to use that is for, I'm actually going to get rid of this. So for each word in the list that we've called A, if ORD, using the ORD function, if word, and it's this, remember it's the sixth character we counted, so if that equals the same ORD of P, don't forget your colon there, then we're going to print the word. And when we run that, we should get just those PA aircraft. I hope this helps, and you can play around with that ORD function a little bit. You don't have to memorize what those characters are that are returned by that function. You just need to understand that you can use it in this way.